What is going on, guys? My name is Taylor Stuber. I'm here to break down some of my favorite plays on Prizepicks.com. If you guys are new here, welcome. If you guys are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. That is all greatly appreciated. I was looking at the stats and only 40% of you guys watching these videos are subscribed. So if you guys could do that, that is the #1 way of supporting me. Really helps out the algorithm. But just a quick recap on yesterday. Luka Doncic gets there very easily. His over 5.5 free throw made prop. But that Philadelphia 76ers and Boston Celtics game was incredibly hard to watch. The Celtics came in as 2-point favorites, end up winning by 48 points in Philadelphia. Huge tough scene. So cuts back the minutes on Matisse Thybulle, on Al Horford, who I got on pretty heavily. So we did not get to see them play in the fourth quarter. Lost out on a ton of minutes. It's gambling. Terrible luck. But I still feel really good about the plays again. So if I ever feel like I'm wrong the next day, I'm flat out wrong, I'll let you guys know. But lately, when a play like that doesn't hit because of blowout and the game was projected to be within 2 points, it just comes up with bad luck. But it is what it is. I have a lot of good plays today. There's 11 games on the slate. So I'm going to go over like 7 of my favorite plays. Now, how I typically take slates that are this big when there are so many good plays and I don't want to miss out on some of them, I end up mix and matching them, with 2s, 3s, and 4 picks. I don't ever do 5 picks. I think the EV on that isn't very good. So 2, 3, and 4 picks is usually the route that I'm going. But I feel really strong about all 7 of these picks. We already have an official pick up on the Patreon as of right now. And actually, the lines have moved in our favor. If you guys are watching this video, we'll talk about it in a second. I think it's the second player I'm going to be talking about with Kyle Kuzma, but we're going to get some pretty significant value on him over on Prizepicks unless the line ends up moving soon. But yeah, if you guys want to know exactly what I'm playing on FanDuel, DraftKings, and Prizepicks.com, make sure to join my Patreon. That is linked down below. If you guys want to join my Discord, that is completely free, also linked down below. But let's just jump right into it. So the first play that we are going to talk about is going to be Tyrese Halliburton over 29.5 PRA. He has yet to fail us since moving over to the Indiana Pacers. Malcolm Brogdon is going to be out yet again. The All-Star break is 2 days away, so it makes absolutely zero sense for Brogdon to come back here. Right before I record this video, he was ruled out. Ended up posting it on Prizepicks, but they didn't budge the number. It's still sitting here at 29.5. Now, contrary to the beginning of the year, the Washington Wizards has taken a huge step backwards in terms of defense. They've been playing much faster as well. And so I'm going to be targeting Tyrese Halliburton yet again. He's just so involved offensively, playing big minutes in games that are competitive with this new team. He's playing like 37-38 minutes, played 35.5 minutes last time out. Going to continue to go back to the well with Tyrese Halliburton over 29.5 PRA. And this game is one of the better games to target on the day. A 226 over under. The Pacers are they're half a point favorites as of right now. So this game should be competitive, should be fast paced, should be a lot of offense, and pretty much no defense here. So I love playing Tyrese Halliburton over 29.5 PRA. If you take a look here over the past month, the Washington Wizards have been the 22nd worst defense in the league, and the Indiana Pacers have been the 29th worst defense in the league with a 120.4 defensive rating, and that leads me to wanting to target one Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, I had a play on him earlier when he was at 22.5 points. Now they dropped him down to 21.5 points. Absolutely love him here in this player prop right here. If you look at the defense of the Indiana Pacers, they get beat up at pretty much every level, and that is what our man Kyle Kuzma does. He is good on all levels. If you look at where he's taking most of his shots, it's pretty even across the board. 28% of the shots at the rim, 35% of his shots come in the mid-range, and 37% of his shots come from the 3. And, he shoots a majority of his threes from the non-corner 3. If you look at the defense of the Indiana Pacers, they allowed the 28th best 3-point percentage when coming from the non-corner. Where he shoots 35% of his shots in the mid-range, they're allowing a 43.9% field goal percentage. So this is a spot you want to be targeting, alpha scores like Kyle Kuzma is right now with no Bradley Beal, Dinwiddie no longer on the team. They really don't have all that much offense on this team right now outside of Kyle Kuzma, and Kuzma has been hitting this number pretty consistently since these guys have been out. And if you look at the half-court offense, the Indiana Pacers, one of the worst half-court defenses in the entire NBA, allowing a ton of putbacks. And we know that Kyle Kuzma is very, very good on the boards and very good at getting putbacks. So this is a spot you want to be targeting Kyle Kuzma. And if you look at DraftKings Sportsbook right now, they have his over-under point prop at 22.5 as opposed to 21.5, and the juice is slightly on the over 22.5. So we're getting some pretty good value here on Kyle Kuzma points. So if you want to stack up this game on Prizepicks, play Tyrese Halliburton 29.5 PRA, bring it back with Kyle Kuzma over 21.5 points. I really like that. The next play I want to talk about is Julius Randle over 40.5 PRA right here. He has been hitting this very, very consistently. The last 5 games, he has hit it every single time. RJ Barrett has been, and this isn't loading apparently, RJ Barrett has missed the last 3 games. And if we look at these stats over the last 3 games without RJ Barrett on the court, Julius Randle has had a 33.3% usage rating, which leads the team, an assist percentage of 30.5%, which leads the team, total rebounding percentage of 18.7%, which leads the team in all of these categories in terms of usage, assist percentage, and rebounding. Gets a very, very soft matchup against the Brooklyn Nets. They're all out of sorts right now. These guys really don't have much continuity together defensively, and so they're getting into a lot of mismatches, and Julius Randle is just playing big minutes right now. So I love going back to the well with Julius Randle over 40.5. This might be my favorite play out of all of the plays so far. It's just really hard for me to imagine him not hitting this, because even if his jump shot is not falling, he does so many other things that it's really easy for him to get up to 40.5 PRA. In the same exact game on the other side of the court is going to be Seth Curry. I'm going to be taking the over Seth Curry 27 fantasy points. I really like this here. His PRA is currently set at, I know we're taking the fantasy score, but his PRA is currently set at 24.5 with a -130. So juice coming in largely on the over 24.5 PRA. You could take the PRA over the fantasy score, but I do think more times than not that Seth Curry is going to get more steals and blocks than he is turnovers, and so it's going to be a bit more beneficial to get his fantasy score as opposed to the PRA. But man, they really like Seth Curry, and I think he's going to be an important piece for this Brooklyn Nets team moving forward. He played a lot bigger role than Patty Mills did last time out. If we take a look at the last game, the only game that he has played with the Brooklyn Nets, Seth Curry ended up getting 12 potential assists. Patty Mills was way down. If you look at the player touches of the Brooklyn Nets in that game, Bruce Brown was playing out of his mind, got 80 touches, led the Brooklyn Nets, but second on the team was Seth Curry with 68, and he played 32 minutes. Patty Mills way down here at 37 touches. So I think moving forward, Seth Curry, while Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are out, Seth Curry is probably going to be leading this team on a night-to-night basis in touches per game. Not the best matchup in terms of pace against the New York Knicks, and one of these slower teams in the league, but they have been a sieve defensively lately, and so I'm going to be targeting Seth Curry and the New York Knicks moving forward. So really like the Seth Curry over 27 fantasy points. And then we got 2 players on this Sacramento Kings team. If we look at the matchup here, specifically for the Sacramento Kings, if I can find it right here, it gets a very good matchup and good game environment against the Chicago Bulls at 232.5 over under. The Bulls are currently 6-point favorites, but I think this game does play very close. Since they traded for Domantas Sabonis, they already said that they are trying to push for that last playoff spot. That's kind of one of the reasons why they gave up Tyrese Halliburton, because I think they think of Domantas Sabonis as more of a win now player. He's 25 as opposed to Tyrese being like 21, so they're trying to make the playoffs right now. For whatever reason, they're not going to make any noise there, but I really like a couple of these players. If you look at the defensive matchup against the Chicago Bulls, if I can find it here, I think it's back here. Over the past month, the Bulls have been pretty bad. The 24th worst defensive rated team in the entire NBA. Without Alex Caruso, without Lonzo Ball, they're 2 best on-ball defenders. they have taken a huge hit, and I'm really going to be targeting De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis moving forwards, especially De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox point prop is 23.5 points. I love the over here. In the 3 games that De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis have played next to each other, De'Aaron Fox has added 28.7% usage rating. In his last 4 games since returning from injury, he's gotten over 20 shot attempts in 3 of those 4 games. The last time out, he only got 18 shots, but the game ended up blowing out, so he didn't get his full complement of minutes, so he surely would have gotten over 20 shot attempts in that game. Very, very easy matchup against the Chicago Bulls. Should be highly contested. Love the over 23.5 points. And then I do like the Domantas Sabonis over 40.5 fantasy points, averaging 1.22 fantasy points per minute since coming over to this Kings team. And since this is one of their tougher matchups and this game should be competitive, I'm expecting Sabonis to play like 34, 35 minutes. I know they've been keeping him around 32 minutes, but I think that, he's used to playing 38, 39 minutes a game. So I really like Sabonis over 40.5 fantasy points. And then the last player I'm going to be talking about is going to be DeJounte Murray. Derek White is obviously not on the team anymore. In 8 games without Derek White this year, he's averaging 26.8 points, 10.4 assists, and 8.1 rebounds per game. So he's clearing this 40.5 PRA pretty much on a nightly basis. Missed it last time out barely. Really, it's at 41.5. Really struggled in the first half. Almost got there in the second half. Ended up not coming into fruition, but now Trey Jones is also out, so they're running out of guards, running out of guys that can handle the ball. I think against this Oklahoma City defense without Lou Dort yet again, he should be able to do literally whatever he wants, as long as this game can stay competitive, which I think it will. So I really like the DeJounte Murray over 41.5 PRA. So just to go over the plays that I do like today, and you should be mix and matching them if you want to tail me. I like the over Tyrese Halliburton PRA, the Kuzma over points, Randall over PRA, Seth Curry over fantasy score, Fox over points, Sabonis over fantasy score, and Murray over PRA. Make sure to follow me over on Twitter. I'm always dropping some nuggets over there as well. Appreciate you guys being here. Best of luck tonight, and until next time, peace.